Well, if you have seen one model railroad, you've seen them all, right?
Right.
No, not the case, especially in Erie County, because there are a lot of impressive displays that are set up in residential basements throughout the area, and they all have their very own special features.
They do. John Last has seen a lot of those displays and wants to show you another one in this edition of The Last Word.
You may remember a story I did a couple of years ago about a model railroad that was constructed outdoors. That railroad was amazing. Well, the owner of that display contacted me and said there was another model railroad in the area that I should definitely see. Am I going? You bet I am. I've arrived at the home of Al Notarian in Harbor Creek. I turned left at the bottom of the basement stairs, and this is what I see. A model railroad in HO scale dedicated to the Pennsylvania Railroad. It's a beautiful display. The trains travel through breathtaking scenery. Here's a train at the bottom of a steep Pennsylvania mountainside. Here's a horseshoe curve surrounded by blue sky and green summer foliage. There's even a lake and a stream made from an acrylic resin. It looks like genuine H2O, but it's not. The detail in the town is incredible, from the coal yard to the lumber yard, to the wires on the utility poles, to the birds sitting on rooftops. This layout is so impressive that Model Railroader magazine did a story on it. Not once, but twice.
Well, it was kind of, makes you pump your chest out a little bit, you know. But it was nice. They spent a whole day here twice, 2 different times.
On the other side of the basement is another model railroad layout. It's in O-gauge scale, much larger than the HO scale. There's a lot of action taking place in this display, and not just the locomotives and rail cars. Here's a high lift unloading planks of lumber. Al started building the HO display in the 1960s. He was so much into model railroading that when he had this house built in Harbor Creek for him and his wife in 1976, he made sure the basement was specially configured to accommodate his railroads.
Had 8-foot ceilings put in the basement, no posts, extra electrical circuits and everything, so I had it custom made for that.
Al received his first model railroad layout when he was 5 years old. He and his father used to go to the Erie docks and watch the Pennsylvania Railroad trains being loaded and unloaded. It's no surprise he ended up working at GE, drafting and designing locomotives. Photographs of those magnificent rail vehicles built in Erie hang on the walls above his model trains. With the last word in Harbor Creek, John Last. Erie News Now.
That display is simply amazing.
Yes, it is.
And here's an example of Al's imagination and dedication to detail. When he completed his Pennsylvania Railroad layout, he connected the final section of track with a tiny spike made of gold.
Wow. Small monument marks the location of that golden spike.